You hit that, and then it takes you.
Welcome, folks.
No.
What?
Here, do your magic.
Uh-oh. Are we having a problem?
Can't find it.
Oh, that's because it's you got the non-HD version.
Yeah. The CW.
Look, it's the Flash live in studio. What's up, everybody? Welcome to We Watch, the season finale of season 5 of the Flash Legacy with you. Starting right now.
For you, maybe fresh means color.
It's not live though. That won't be live. It's behind.
We're gonna miss the first part then.
Well, what'd you guys do?
That's why I told you to say CW.
Yeah, but it didn't. We're behind though. That's the point.
That's all I did, because usually when you do that, it takes you to the.
Yeah, that's why I said CW.
Ah,
36 right there.
you kidding me?
There you go.
Killing me, guys.
So looks like we stopped the dagger from getting shot.
How's Ralph?
I've never seen anything like it. I can't quite figure it out. His cells are kinetically inverted. It's like they're the reverse of themselves.
Should have spent more time trying to figure out how this thing works.
I just don't understand why he would jump in front of that blast. I mean, why would he do that?
That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. In other news, Cicada Deuce is still MIA. Alright, we should get to CCP, see if we can find anything that can help us track her.
What?
We're supposed to meet up with Camilla later.
I thought things were going really well for you two.
They are. I just haven't told her about my vibratory alter ego yet.
Cisco, if you're serious about being with her, you have to tell her the truth. All the matters that we couldn't cure, we got safely evacuated, and they're waiting at a protected holding facility.
Nice work, both of you.
Well, the work's not done yet. I mean, the matters are safe for now, but Cicada's still out there, so the people are still in danger.
Fill me in on the details. Ready for this nightmare to end?
Should have been over already.
Nora, look. I'm sure Ralph had a good reason. Until we figure out what it is, we just gotta concentrate on this, alright?
Oh, so he must throw
He
himself.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, remember he said don't shoot? Yes.
What is
I
that?
thought it went like that.
Looks like wood.
From what? I mean, the floor is marble, furniture is untouched, and the skylight's made of glass and metal.
Well, if it didn't come from Cicada's point of entry.
She must have brought it from somewhere else. What do we do now?
You know what to do. Hit them when they least expect it.
When they least expect it. The time sphere, if I repair it, I can bring the last of the virus back to the night of the particle accelerator.
When metahumans first appeared in Central City,
And the Flash becomes a hero to stop me.
destroy the metahumans before they destroy the world.
They'll be born, only to die.
We got a time travel
Probably
episode.
some kind of wood fragment.
And you think those will lead us to where Cicada's hiding?
We can find out. We can cross-reference this, see what kind of wood it is, then see where we end up. Is there any progress on Ralph?
No, he's still unconscious, and I can't figure out a way to reverse his cells. So I guess that means we still don't know why he jumped in front of that mirror gun, do we?
We do. We do. Because didn't you solve the greatest mystery of all? The Flash legacy. How to stop Cicada. Repentance for his past sins or all the reasons. Yeah, but Thawne was helping you.
And stopping God from disappearing in the future.
Disappearing in the future is part of it. But this has nothing to do with your father. The real reason that Thawne wishes to defeat Cicada and destroy Cicada's dagger is because this dagger is the only thing keeping the reverse Flash in prison.
Ooh.
Nice. Cool to see him work against himself.
Guess this is it.
Yes, it is
Looks
Rex.
like it, doesn't it? I almost forgot. I contacted the Flash Museum, had them send something over for today. Thought it should be buried for good, along with you. Consider it a parting gift.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. What's up, everybody? Here we are. It's all come down to this. It has all come down to this. And I got to get my, my other phone so that I can talk with everybody. What's everybody saying? Is everybody quiet?
No, they're just saying, Skyfrost says, I'm a go because I can't watch it, so I'll come back for the talk. Nerdy to me. Jeff said, oh no, Ralph, our baby shark, he's my favorite. Hope he survives this. And I said, baby giraffe. And he's like, oh, my bad, I was really nervous. And then, William said, good plan on Cicada's part, Cicada's plural. It's because Uncle Cicada is in her head since he passed.
Yeah.
So,
Baby giraffe, doo 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 doo. Baby giraffe, doo 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 doo.
Caleb says, unfortunately, I missed last week's episode, so I'm gonna watch that, then catch the finale in the morning. See y'all later.
Oh, Caleb, you're killing me, man. You gotta talk about this stuff.
And Jeff said, almost there, guys. I'm so excited and nervous at the same time.
Oh, man.
And Rakesh Patel was the first one in here and said, where are you streaming this video from?
Michigan. Michigan.
Hype Beast King 69 says, who do you think is gonna die? It's rumored that 2 people died this episode.
Man, I think Nora, then, possibly. And that's kind of what we talked about in our pre-show that we did. Nora.
Do you think it's going to be a sacrifice, though, or do you think it's going to kind of rectify herself for the wrong she's done this season?
I think that's what they kind of have to do to make it because people like her enough. You know what I mean? She's been annoying and everything, but people
Duke
like
said
her
Nora
enough.
and Cisco is what he thinks.
The Cisco thing, I'm really hoping is not what happens.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see them go down that route where they get rid of Cisco because this show needs Cisco.
It does.
I know it's not Cisco because they said if he does end up leaving next season, they're going to write him off in a way where he can come back in the future.
Okay. I'll be right back. In a flash!
So I'm thinking it's going to be Nora and Sherlock, but I think they're both going to have like that shock factor with him.
Well, yeah, Sherlock. Yeah, I think it could be Sherlock.
I think it's going to be Sherlock and Nora, and I think it's going to be something like a shock factor that comes out of nowhere.
If they get rid of Sherlock, though, I think they need to find roles that they can keep for more than one season. Whoops. Ooh, Riverdale's the end finale tomorrow, too.
I wish people from Riverdale would go this weekend.
Man!
That would be cool.
If what?
People from Riverdale were going this weekend.
Oh, to Comic Con? They need to. Flash and Riverdale needs to come to Comic
We
Con.
should just tweet everybody out from Riverdale.
Yeah.
They come to Motor City Comic Con next year.
Actually, Russ, we're going to find ways this summer to be able to do these live videos.
Bring Cicada's dagger in the past will save Thawne from dying in the future.
That's right. Cicada's dagger has been dampening Thawne's powers all this time.
So if we get rid of the dagger now, it disappears in the future.
And Thawne gets out of Iron Heights. A reverse time hack.
Everything
Reverse
you
time
said
hack.
is true. The only person he ever helps is himself. Nora, this is not your fault. Yes, it is.
Now, the question we have to ask, do we stop Cicada?
Hey, Ina,
Do we stop Thawne?
can you grab me a salted
Thousands
caramel?
of metahumans died, now or in the future. We find Cicada, we destroy the dagger once and for all.
We gotta get out of here.
No, we gotta wait for the
We can
results.
handle it until you get back. Go see Camilla.
more of a question for Iris than for me. Hey. She seems to be happy with my photos. I was kind of hoping she'd send me over to CCPD to take photos of the metahumans when they were getting that cure. Can you imagine being there when that cicada guy attacked?
Cicada woman, actually.
A woman.
Her name was Grace Gibbons. Her uncle was the first cicada. She killed him after he took the metahuman cure. The cure that I made.
The cure you made.
There's a person in there whose name is Grant Gustin.
You're
He says he
serious?
thinks that Caitlin got it.
That's the scientific project you've been working on?
At Star Labs.
You never told me your lab was Star Labs.
There's a lot I haven't told you.
What is that supposed to mean? Your vibe.
Couldn't tell by my long hair just because I had my eyeglasses on.
Look, Camilla, I've seen firsthand how hard it is to have two lives like this. And I tried to separate you from that, but I don't want to keep this from you anymore. I can't keep lying to you like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Cisco, wait. I totally get it. I've read a lot of comic books. I know all the tropes that go with revealing secret identities. But in real life, I would never expect you to tell me something like this right away.
Aw. Well, she turns out to be a villain.
You know that?
Cisco, this isn't about me. It's about you. If being vibe is a part of the life you want, I would never get in the way of that.
Aww.
You know, you really are a lot like me. Trusting. And you always blame yourself when things go wrong.
How do I fix this?
I don't know if you can, Nora. You made a mistake.
Justin says who thinks Rudolph Dibney dies.
A big mistake.
I don't think Dibney will die. Because I think they need him going forward, especially if Cisco's gone.
Just
And they made him a
live with the
secretary.
consequences.
Down.
So what you have to ask yourself is, what kind of hero are you going to be?
Wait, tell me.
One who takes a do-over
No.
after every mistake, or one who lives with it and moves forward?
Giving her that pep talk that you know is going to come back. I think, what kind of hero are you going to be?
Looks like a thing.
Get down. Get down.
You're not listening, one.
Nothing.
Nope. I still cannot figure out how to reset his cells back to normal.
He's still Humpty Dumpty, huh?
Yep.
He hasn't been this much of a mess since he first got his powers.
Since. And what did you do to help him then?
We introduced a stabilizing enzyme that reset his body back to its original form using vulcanization and muscle memory.
Muscle. Memory. Well then, it appears all that we need to do is wake him up.
How would you suggest we do that?
Simple. We blast him.
We blast him?
You blast him like the vibrational jolt. It will be more than enough to kickstart his consciousness, I'm sure of it.
Can't we just play some Gaga and hope he wakes up?
Gaga is not the solution to everything. You have to blast him. I lay you on as much. Oh, please be careful. This could get a little ugly.
Okay. Sorry, Dibs.
Voila! Good as gold.
Blast him, why you happen what?
Absolute.
Blast him, why you happen what?
Except for the language skills. Those will return. Probably.
Everybody going where is? Everybody going where ever.
like Yoda.
What is it?
So wood particles you guys found. Swiss ash.
Part of the flowering ash tree is indigenous to Europe and also make up our biggest wood space, not 12 miles from Central City.
Colin's Woods.
Swiss cicada almost killed me. It's also one of the largest wooded parks in the country. We need a better plan.
I've got one. They can stop Cicada and Thawne.
No, it's only gonna stop one of them.
Yep. Ain't gonna stop Thawne.
You can't stop both.
Sure.
You stop one or the other.
Draco says, why don't we just play some Gaia and hope he wakes up? And Grant Gustan says, Cisco leave this season, so I don't think he dies. I think he just leaves and tells the team that he's leaving.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's gonna take some time off to be with his girlfriend because she, which is kind of weird because she took that pretty well. She took the news of him being bi pretty well, like almost better
Would you
than.
freak out?
What?
Would you freak out in a world that has that as the norm?
Guess not, but I mean, he's one of the more popular metahumans. Like he's one of the heroes, and so I don't know.
Draco says, this is my first time watching this live.
Well, welcome, Draco.
Do you see the scene?
We do this. We do this every Tuesday, man. We have this viewing party. We started out. We used to.
This is the last Tuesday.
Yeah, this is the last Tuesday for this season. But we used to do it as we used to just do a review after the show every week, and then everybody just started saying, "Hey, can we just watch the show with you?" We said, "Yeah, let's do that." So we started doing that, and it's been great because we've just had a great time doing it. Now we do a couple of live streams a week. We watch The Flash together with everybody. We watch The Orville together with everybody. We're looking for a couple shows to maybe watch during the summer,
Like Krypton.
like Krypton.
Because Russ just said, when you were in the other room, he's like, man, I can't believe this is going to be the last time for a while we're going to see you guys.
Oh no.
That's what I told him. I said, we're going to find ways.
That's right. No, don't think that. No, we're not going anywhere. I know summertime gets busy and things like that, but
Sports for you
yeah,
guys.
but we'll still be live streaming, and we'll still find time to be with our internet family. So don't worry about that.
William says she read the comic books.
Yeah, she did. She read the comics. What is this? Like an Aquaman commercial for.
Sushi? Soy sauce.
I don't know. We're watching this commercial. I don't know if you guys are seeing the same commercial of this Aquaman kind of wannabe guy. What? This looks like some weird like Japanese thing.
It is. It's a sushi, soy sauce. Yeah, there we go.
That's what he said.
Okay, interesting.
Look like an off-brand Aquaman suit.
We're back, I think. No, not yet. Okay.
Jane the Virgin.
That's Japanese commercials for you.
Ross just said awesome. And Duke just said that was dumb. Probably talking about that.
Oh,
same
probably that commercial. Yeah, that was
We
really.
didn't hear it, so we didn't catch the stupid.
Still not back yet.
Awesome, Draco. That's awesome. Grant says, "Who here is a Flash fan instead of a person who what? I'm a person first, I guess. Then I'm a Flash fan. I'm a person who's a Flash fan. I'm just a boy.
Human.
I'm just a boy looking at a girl, asking her to watch The Flash with me."
Deadpool says I'm new. Hello.
What's up, Deadpool? Good to have you. Nice to see you breaking the fourth wall, coming over from the Marvel Universe to the DC side.
David Hutchman says, greetings family, much love from Liverpool, England. Watching The Flash live and synced up with you guys on the CW.
Awesome.
Have watched the Orville with you guys as well.
Awesome. Great to have you here, David.
And Deadpool says, hee hee.
Deadpool, I love you, man. Love you. No, but seriously, Deadpool, it's good to have you guys here. It's good to have everybody here. And this has just been a great community this season of The Flash. And just getting to know everybody and just meeting new friends and everything. It's been a lot of fun. And I look forward to continuing that. We always look forward to new people joining our group. Excuse me.
Draco said, I have a kid Flash pop figure, Flash socks. I'm going to get the Flash pop figure EB exclusive and a Flash tattoo soon.
Nice. And we're back. No. Wow, this is like an extra long commercial break.
Yeah, hopefully the rest of them are short.
Yeah, I know, man. This is a really long commercial break.
I still have to watch that too once I watch Crypt now.
Okay, we have a lot of Flash figures in this house. I actually have the elusive unmasked Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our friend
Because I watch all.
Walt.
So really, we're using her Cecile?
Well, she is a highly sensitive empath, and Cicada emanates hate. The Cecile Horton will serve as our early warning detection
Guardians,
system.
what's up, fam?
If we're lucky, Cicada won't see what's coming.
What's up, the
Once
Guardian?
we find Cicada to entrap her, we give young Grace the choice to take the cure, and hopefully when she's no longer a meta, this will cease to exist. That way, we can stop her without destroying the dagger, and Thawne never goes free.
All you have to do is help Grace make the right choice.
What do I say?
Whatever's in your heart, she'll listen.
What a bunch of sentimental crap. You two sound like a friggin' Hallmark movie. I hear you, sister.
I said we're close. You good?
Oh, yeah, geez, sorry. This way.
There we go.
Oh, I know.
Nice.
The spheres are
Music.
we can
But
run
it's heartbreaking to go.
Oh.
As we found her, get ready.
I'm actually glad you found me before we left. Now I can end your lives twice today.
Now my watch.
Know where you're at. You can connect to Grace as an adult. You can connect with her as a child. You just have to tap into her anger. You can do this.
Like Sammy Hagar's girl right now. Actually, he's good.
You shouldn't have come back here, Nora.
I had to, Grace. Because a lot of people are gonna die unless you help me.
If I can help it, you'll be the first to die.
The force field's integrity just went down to 86%.
Grace, I know you think your uncle wanted all metas dead, but he was a meta. That's why he took the cure, and why he wants you to have it too. You're a meta, just like your uncle.
No, I'm not. Take it back.
70%? 52?
Don't listen to her, Gracie.
This hate, it's consuming you, turning you into a monster. And what's worse, you're all alone.
Uncle Orland wouldn't leave me.
He had no choice. Take the cure, just like your uncle did.
No.
Oh!
Nora's gotta convince Grace now.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace. This is just in your mind.
She's right, Gracie.
It's why you created him. He's the man who took care of you.
19%?
I know a part of you knows that this is wrong, but the other dark part of you is out there in the real world killing innocent people. You can make a choice to stop it. How? Wake up and take the cure.
Shut up. You can do this, Gracie.
Grace.
Gracie, Grace.
Wake up.
Grace.
Okay, I don't want people to die. I'll take the cure.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Here she comes!
Is there some left over?
dagger. Its dark energy is enough to counteract the cure. We want to kill Grace. We must destroy that dagger.
See him look at the gun.
You took my family away from me, Flash. Now watch me take yours.
Oh! Which is gonna make it, yeah, what is gonna make it go into the future? And disappear. T-1000. Res.
That can't happen though. We all learned that at Endgame. There it is. Yep. Oh yeah.
Just in time.
Oh.
I just realized the dagger makes it look like the symbol of him.
It does.
Yeah.
Like it's burned into his shirt.
That's so cool. There you have it, folks.
Man.
Your bird's back.
Grant, I loved Zoom as well. You really felt that
Younger boy Dre 22 says, "Oh my God, Thawne is out." For Thawne. Draco said, "Oh my God, no more Cicada, but now Reverse Flash." Wow.
And we still have half an hour.
I know.
I know, that's what's great about it.
You know what? Just to be safe, I think I'm gonna use the bathroom or we're gonna have an issue.
Let's see.
What I call that in the pre-show.
Wah! The dog! Oh my God!
You know, I call that in the pre-show though. Is Bear's gonna have the choice to either destroy the dagger or try and fight Cicada.
Yep.
And he tried to fight Cicada and was forced to destroy the dagger.
Yep. Yep. We talked about that. Let's see. Yeah, it would be cool to see Zoom again.
Yeah.
I always
now he's Black Flash.
Yeah, I always felt that Zoom was a believable character that like you feared, right? Because he had such a presence that he was just a great character. That did look so cool, GDO X Duke.
Yeah, when all the lightning was coming around him and then it just stops. And you get that scene of him vibrating and his eyes are red.
Just in time.
And now he has the flash ring. Which now he has a suit.
Oh my gosh, now he has a suit. No more Cicada, but now Reverse Flash, says Draco. Grant Gustin says, time for Red
Draco
Death.
as in like Malfoy?
What?
Time for Red Death, says Grant.
No, one thing I said is you come back in is now he has the reverse flash suit because he has the flash ring around his neck.
Oh, that's right.
So he's gonna
Yeah, I
come
thought
back.
that was interesting. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna leave with your ring too. Whatevs.
I still think maybe that bird was maybe expecting it or
Lex.
maybe foreshadowing it or
That was awesome. Yeah, she disappeared. Cicada disappeared because she's no longer in the timeline now. So, ooh, what's this?
what's the Batwoman?
Batwoman.
Batwoman teaser.
So they showed online what, a week ago?
Yep. Yeah.
That's all they showed us last week.
Okay.
I think we get that to fall with all the other
A shirt like that kind of looks like Star Trek right now.
See, that's why I love him playing.
To inform you, but you're all dead.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's why I love him as Reverse Flash.
Kept one. Rex, the guy who kept shocking him.
I help you. Isn't this ironic?
Oh.
Oh.
Consider this
Well.
a parting gift.
Oh!
Put it on, dude.
Now he's gonna get Nora and
Do you think he'll have a soft spot for Nora?
It's because of her that she. Oh, yes.
Nora's there.
What?
Just in.
Nice. That was cool.
It appears as if someone has figured out how to reverse time. Clever girl.
We figured out everything.
Oh, really? What have you figured out? Figured out why you sent Nora back. Why you had her punch DeVoe's satellite? To create a cicada we could stop. Right?
Setting something else.
A dagger we could destroy. It's the dagger that was keeping you in prison all along, wasn't it? That's
Too
right.
cocky, Flash.
15 years. The second time, I've been stuck somewhere against my will for 15 years. Boring. Except for your visits, of course. You're leaving out the most delightful part. How you both helped me escape. We helped you. That's right. When you traveled to the time vault, remember that? Oh, we need help trying to figure out how to drain dark energy from the one who got away.
Cicada!
Remember that? When you blurted that out in the middle of the time vault, so that years later, when I ended up with Cicada's dagger strapped to my chest, I knew exactly what I had to do. Get Nora Allen to trust me. Easy. Just like when I got you to trust me. And then everything starts falling into place. Why? Because I am the only speedster that knows how to manipulate the timeline to get what I want. Orchestrate the changes that I need.
Oh, I
some
love
of which are happening right now to ensure one thing, that I go free.
We don't need a dagger to stop you.
Well then,
Trying to get
let's just see how much your father taught you.
This is awesome. It's awesome. Ooh.
Hashtag I heard Kevin.
I love him as Reverse Flash. I'm sorry. He's just so much.
So, Logan just says he thinks Nora's going to use Medic Speed for perception.
I guess you're not as good a teacher as I am. You can't save them, Nora. No matter what you do, no matter what you try, the Flash will always vanish. That is his legacy.
Oh!
Oh. What's going on here? This is like,
Jurassic Park?
no, it's like Jurassic Park meets Endgame meets DC meets. Everybody shows up.
Oh!
Wookie,
Stop it.
you stop it. No. Get down.
You're not being
We're
nice
still
to
25
Logan.
minutes.
Oh, we still have 25 minutes. This is
Yes, I
awesome.
know.
This is
The
awesome.
whole thing was only 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Wookie, down, buddy. Down, buddy.
Quit biting, quit humping.
That sums it all up right there. Quit biting, quit humping. Oh my gosh.
The heart hurts.
Yes, William, we have Xfinity. Now, Grant, I'm guessing that's a typo, but it's really funny that you said Thawne must go.
Where?
That's a whole completely different show. Thawne must go.
Where?
It's up,
If they're underneath William Moody's, I don't know.
Oh.
That did look cool, Draco, when they all came through. But that was interesting. Like, they all come through and
Is his name Draco, like as in Malfoy?
that's what I'm guessing.
When Barry punched it in season 1. Full team up, this is crazy. William says, I'll be right back. I just need to grab something to eat. Russ said, wrong channel too.
Man. I'm just glad to have reverse flashback. I've wanted reverse
In
flash.
his-
I've wanted Wells
In
reverse
his
flash
glory.
back in his all of his glory forever because he's just so
Tasty.
good in that character. I'm sorry, the other guy
I
was.
just said hashtag
Sherlock.
We Heart Kavanaugh.
What's that?
Sherlock.
No. The other guy who plays Reverse Flash.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
It's just.
He was on Legends.
Yeah, it's just not even comparable.
same.
It's just not the same. I mean, he just does such a great. Kavanaugh just does such a great job as every character that he plays.
Yeah, that too. But
He's totally
also-
believable.
He's got the creep factor down. He's got where like you like, oh my gosh, if that happened in real life, I'd be scared of him too, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He plays it well.
He can play the villain. He can play the good guy.
Oh, I know. He can make you cry if he
Yeah.
tries to help what he did with
He-
Savitar.
He can play
Yeah.
detective. He can play a genius. He can.
Duke
Play
says
everything.
since they're in the future, I hope Barry visits future Iris.
Oh wow!
That's
I
a good
think it's
point.
interesting though that
So
he said
can
you-
current Iris get mad if Barry hooks up with future Iris?
Anyway, I think it's interesting that Reverse Flash just said, no matter what you do, he's still gonna disappear. That's his legacy.
Yes,
Why is disappearing his legacy?
because he disappears in the Crisis. He died in the Crisis in the comics,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking that they're probably going to end up switching him out for Oliver.
Yeah.
And so they're going to say somehow that Oliver traded places with him, and that's why.
Grant Gustin says that when the time sphere got hit, did it remind anyone when Barry punched it in season 1?
Oh yeah, when he went back to try and save his mom, and he ended up not saving his mom, and then he came back through the portal, and when Eobard was about to leave, then he broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that.
That's a good callback right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a really good callback. 5 seasons ago.
Either he's got a good memory or he's watched these seasons more.
Come on, come back. Come back, show.
They've already showed this commercial.
I know. It's like deja vu.
Come on, be done with the commercials. We don't care about Mike and Molly. We're back.
It's nice, Team Flash. Back together again. With a new guy. Well, didn't he? Oh, we should be dead.
Yeah, I guess we have that in common.
We'll take care of that in a moment. Iris, always a pleasure. For honest. Cisco, it warms my heart to see you again. I want to apologize for everything. But had I not done that, you never would have had the means to become extraordinary.
I don't need powers for that.
My father's legacy that's gonna disappear.
He's gonna use the negative speed force.
So close, runner. That was never going to work anyway.
Dad? What's happening?
A new timeline is setting in. What? A new timeline that you created when you destroyed the dagger. I'm sorry, little runner, for trading you in like this. But I had to be sure that I could go free. You can still save her, Mary. There's still time. You can still save her. Go! The negative speed force. She has to go there. It's the only place immune to timeline changes. But you have to go now. You have to go, Barry. We lose her forever. That's right. I've grown fond of her too. In many ways, she showed me what it's like to have a daughter.
Oh!
See you in our next crisis.
Whoa!
It's too late.
No, it's not. We gotta go back.
God, no. There, you have to take her back.
I know. I know.
No, you have to go back now. If I go back in, the negative speed force will be a part of me forever. Get it out of you, Nora. We can get it out. We can save Mom. Please, I promise. You can't. Mom, you can't. None of you can. It's making me like Thawne. Full of anger and hate. I don't want that to be my legacy. This is all on me. All of it. My mistake. And I'm not gonna make another one. Sometimes all you can do is live with the consequences. It's okay. It's okay.
Show making me
I'm
cry.
not, I'm not crying.
Barry, I don't feel so good.
Oh my gosh, stupid show making me cry.
Aw. Barry, I don't feel so good.
Dang it.
Oh man.
Hated her so much during the season and then
I
she
know.
goes and you're like, dang it.
Jeff says
Stupid
goodbye,
movie
Nora.
show.
Hello, Dawn and Don.
Yep.
Exactly. We
Yep.
knew that had to happen.
You knew it had to happen somehow.
It's a hashtag bittersweet ending.
I know.
Duke said tough. Like tough. And then Bergie said what happened. And Grant Gustin and someone else just said, see you in the next crisis, ...
Yep. Red Death and maybe Godspeed. Yep.
And then Duke also said Dawn and Don might be the same person who plays Nora.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
And then Guardian just said wow, just wow, with the oh my gosh face and the crying faces. Draco said Nora with the crying faces. And Jeff said, who's cutting the onion?
I know, right? Oh my gosh. That was rough.
Grant Gustin said, see you in our next crisis, Red Death and maybe Godspeed.
Yep.
But that's just gonna make them
Russ.
Eobard more.
Yeah.
When he
Greg
is the main
Gustin
villain,
also
when he
said-
does come back.
Greg Gustin also said, I know this would happen with Cicada, that means she never went back in time.
What if they do that story arc for a little bit where when Barry had the negative speed force in him for a while? What if he does that when Eobard comes back? Because he just feels so much rage because of
Just
Yeah.
what
visual
Eobard did.
way-
Maybe the
Well, see, I think with Dawn and Don,
She's not listening.
Wookie, why are you so rambunctious tonight? You excited about the Flash too? I think that they may use her again. That may be like the one kind of comforting thing to them to know that
They can bring her back.
they have
as
a
different-
version of Nora,
Yeah.
right?
You can now if you want.
But man, that and you gotta love Reverse Flash's
Oh.
just.
Whoa, woo boy.
We're back.
Says, I think Iris might be pregnant with twins right now.
We're so sorry.
Wookie.
Yeah, because last season Barry said we're gonna need more diapers.
Made sure that we didn't lose everything tonight. She saved every meta in the city.
And she gave Grace a new future.
Gave all of us, right? Especially me, who love Nora. Never would have met the love of my life, Renee.
And you wouldn't have stopped your 38th cicada. Or your 39th.
Wow. It's been quite a journey. Is it an honor, Flash?
We're never gonna solve this mystery without
Still
you.
got 12 minutes. Something's gonna
Not
happen.
too sure. Already have a master detective in your midst.
I think that
Congratulations.
the line "We're gonna need more diapers" is finally gonna pay off.
Well done, Sherlock.
Sherlock. Well, all right then, without further ado. Is it me? Good luck, Team Flash.
He gets to be with her. That's awesome. I know. That's awesome.
And she gets to use her metal powers
It's
somewhere.
safe.
Yeah, he wants us to meet him at CCPD and bring Barry. Go. I kind of want to be alone anyway.
Why do they want him to bring Barry?
Yeah, you just lost your daughter. Let's let her alone in a room by herself.
Yeah, that's smart.
Oh, her journal.
Now, how did her journal survive?
Tangible item. Maybe it changed. Right, it's just that they are not right for kids.
Is everything okay?
I want the cure.
What Thawne said. I don't want that. I don't want the extraordinary thing about my life to be my powers.
No one feels that way.
Success now, Iris.
Here's the thing. I do. All these years, I thought that Vibe was the person I was supposed to be. I think it's time Cisco finally got his turn.
So what does that mean?
That means I want to take the cure.
If you do
There's
this,
no going back.
Pretty selfish.
I know.
And you know what? They kind of needed you.
comes in and says, "Oh, we got him back."
Yeah.
We got a bad batch at this point.
There you go.
How do you feel? Scared. But I'm hopeful. Before I forget, I left you something in the workshop. Just, you know, my way of saying thank you. For what? For being a great friend.
Well, Grace Gibbons is currently scheduled to meet with our county counselor, and as soon as possible, we'll get her in with a good foster family. Look, I won't keep you long, but I just wanted to thank you for being at the forefront with Cicada.
It's just doing our job, sir.
Well, you went way beyond just doing your job. And I know you did it because of how much you care for the people of the city. Which is how I know I can leave it in your capable hands.
What do you mean leave it?
The mayor has offered me the job as the new chief of police.
Dave.
Dave, congratulations.
Thanks. Of course, that leaves me responsible for finding my own replacement. And, I would like that to be you, Joe.
Replace you. That's Captain.
Captain Joe. Oh, I like the sound of that.
And don't worry. If things get dicey as they tend to around here, you'll have plenty of help. Isn't that right, Flash? Oh, come on, Barry. I'm a detective, too.
Sir.
Congratulations.
I'll do my
Mask
best.
off enough.
Yeah, really. With all the cameras that are usually around cities and stuff, with as much as he takes his mask off.
Hey.
Here comes the cliffhanger.
Obviously, 6 minutes.
Jeff said, "Congratulations, Father Captain Joe."
Now I know what my dad meant when he said being a parent is like wearing your heart on the outside of your body.
Yeah. Thawne got away. Again. Nora's gone. Should feel like a loss, but I also feel
Pride.
pride. Yeah.
She did good.
Yeah.
She was the best of both of us.
She was my legacy all along. And us together as a family. That's how I want to be remembered. As a good man, a loving husband, and a supportive father.
You're already all of those things. I would have felt that way too.
What's in the book? Last entry.
Time language. No matter what changes with the timeline, that'll never change.
Yeah. Always have this to remember.
Hi, Mom and Dad. If you're watching this, it means that something went wrong. to be sad.
You made me cry again?
I'm not. I always wanted to be a hero. To use my extraordinary abilities to help people. That's why I came here. To meet my family, stop Cicada, help fix the Flash's legacy, and save him from disappearing in the future. I believed I could do the impossible, but I never imagined it would turn out like this. I'm glad it did. I wouldn't change anything about my time with you. My sweet parents. The most important people to me in the world. I wish I could be there to celebrate every new chapter. To witness every success. Just know that no matter where I go in my life, you'll always be by my side. Because of you, I know I will never, ever truly be alone. And I will feel your love and support like a warm hug.
So does she have a new outfit?
Comforting me. Pushing me to be the best person I can be. Thank you for everything. For making me a hero. And for loving me even if I wasn't perfect. Please remember that I love you both. And I always will. No matter what the future brings.
Incoming time flux.
Oh no.
2019.
Dang.
Hi, this is Eliza Taylor. Catch an all-new episode of The 100 coming up next on the CW.
We will make Earth hell again.
Oh, season finale of Legends, man. Oh, they put a statue up of Biff. I know it's not his name, but still, it's Biff.
I found out who Dearbon is.
Who's Dearbon?
Simon Baz. Or him from Rebirth.
That's the name that was on the file that Dibney just opened up. Dearbon. And me and Dibney both have a baby giraffe at our desk.
So are they hinting at Green Lantern then?
Maybe.
That's a weird choice for which Green Lantern to bring in, though.
Yeah.
Greg Augustus said, the hell is that? Yeah, and I need my nasal spray now. Stupid show. Making me cry again. This is exactly how emotional we got when, it was first season we talked to John Wesley Shipp and he told us what was going to happen and we still cried anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Draco says that means season 6 is coming in 2019 sometime.
Well, yeah, it's already.
It always is in the fall.
Yeah, it comes back September.
Jeff
Oh,
says different
no, it
date,
comes back
same
October.
headline though.
Yeah.
And now Draco says this means his legacy might have been something different. Because it changed dramatically the timeline of when he disappears. What, before he has his kids?
Well, that's why he's. Just now he disappears in 2019 instead of 2024. So it moved up the timeline 5 years, is what it did. From whatever they've done.
Frank Gustin said third saddest ending of a team member.
Man.
Who were the first two?
Yeah.
John Wesley Shipp, definitely. For me.
Man. Emotionally, I'm just like.
I know, spent. Stupid Nora making us cry.
know I didn't think I was gonna be that emotional over Nora, if she went, but man, that was rough. It's like I feel like I just need a minute, you know, like.
But it was also one of those ones where we've had cliffhangers where it was just like you sat there like, come on, and I have to wait until next fall to figure it out. Where this one is like, I'm not.
This didn't end on a cliffhanger.
It didn't, but it's one of those things though too, where it's just like it's upsetting, and yet it gives me more questions. But I'm okay. But I'm not. It's like a weird in between for me. Jeff says I'm emotionally exhausted after that.
I know, right? That's what I'm feeling.
Flash 65 said a lot of stuff happened in that episode, but the next season wasn't really set up.
No, just the fact that I think they're playing into Crisis. Obviously, if the Monitor showed up on Arrow, and now this says that the Flash moves up 5 years.
Is there any way that they can maybe start next season with closer to having the crossover or the Infinite Earths thing closer than later in this
Well,
season?
I mean, they got to do it within pretty soon. They don't have much time, but I doubt it because I'm guessing they're going to bring Arrow to a close around the time that they do Crisis, and Crisis is supposed to happen in I think October. Well, it said the fall. Yeah. So it could be November.
Doesn't the season usually come back September, October?
Yeah, right? Usually it comes back September.
October, I thought.
September. So if they're doing 10 episodes,
that's 2.5 months.
That's 2.5 months worth of show.
David Hutchman says that was a great episode. Had to reach for the tissues. Thanks, guys, for the stream. Night from Liverpool.
See ya, man.
Swifter says I'm scared. Flash 65 said definitely. Greg Dustin says makes you really think what's going to happen. And then Flash 65 said Thawne said I'll see you in the next Crisis again.
So he'll be a part of Crisis.
Yep.
All right, let's grab the camera. Let's do Talk Nerdy to Me, and talk about what we just saw. Close up.
Jeff says the monitors need to appear on the Flash because he's not taking Barry. He is supposed to take Oliver instead.
Yep. Man, what an ending. What an ending indeed.
Very twisty.
Very twisty.
Use the bathroom again. Stupid coffee.
Thawne still technically killed Nora.
Yeah? Yes, he did.
He said destroying the dagger created the ultimate timeline where Nora no longer exists.
Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I am like Dearbon was the name on the
yeah.
Because the Flash 65 said whose name was on Ralph's folder. So that was Dearbon, and you still got him up on your phone?
Yeah.
He's the guy who plays who is well, he doesn't play. He's who?
Simon Baz.
Simon Baz?
Yep.
How do you know that's Dearbon?
So anytime, because if I strip Dearbon and then go to images, that's the only thing that shows up is him.
Huh.
Yeah, see, if you look at all the other images.
I wonder if that's what it is.
He's pretty much what you think.
DC Comics. So he plays well, he doesn't play.
Yeah, he is.
He is he's a Green Lantern in Rebirth, the comics. And so if you look up DC Comics Dearbon, that's what pops up right there. And just a bunch of pictures of him. So it's an interesting choice if they bring Green Lantern into this. But it would make sense too because he's a lesser known Green Lantern. You know.
Hal Jordan or John Stewart.
Are you serious, Caleb?
What?
Caleb said he missed the whole thing because there was a countywide. It is Simon Baz, Caleb, but apparently when you look up Dearbon, DC Comics, that's the only thing that shows up. Yeah. It's pictures of him.
Yeah, it's just either the same one or different pictures of him.
So I'm not sure what the connection there is. be honest with you. So let's talk.
Oscar Burnfield said John Diggle is a Green Lantern. Maybe it's him.
In an alternate, well, because they alluded to the fact that he is a Green Lantern in an alternate universe. So maybe that. So maybe.
Yeah, you want to have your ring.
Jeff said maybe Frost's new suit is a gift from Cisco for healing him.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, Caleb. I didn't even thought about that.
Did you guys read what Duke said?
No, what Duke say?
I feel like when Oliver found out that Barry disappears, he sacrifices himself so Barry gets to live out the rest of his life. Maybe.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that somehow Oliver changes things, and
Sketchy Newt said, "Hey, Point Dexter."
What's up? What's up, Sketchy Newt?
But no, a quick Easter egg is when Earbird says, when he's talking to Ralph, he says, "You should be dead." That's an Easter egg to season 1, when Earbird is talking about the particle accelerator explosion, and he's talking about all the people that died.
Yeah.
And one of the names he says is Ralph Dibny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, if you look back at that scene, he ends up saying Ralph Dibny, and then.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's been a while since I've seen that. So.
Yeah, so that's a callback to season 1.
Well, something's gonna happen in Crisis that gets him back to chin straps. That's all I care.
And plus, he has it in the newspaper.
What's that?
Plus, he has the chin strap.
That's right. He has the chin strap in the newspaper, so he's got to have it. Which is cool.
So, what do you think is going to happen with Cisco now that he can't vibe and he can't cause breaches and all that other stuff?
Well, the question is does he even come back for next season? I think that's.
I'm thinking if they ever wanted to bring him back.
Because he was smiling like he finally got the chance at his own life.
Yeah, and we've heard the rumors that he's walking away from the show.
Yeah. So.
Craxy said that cliffhanger made me mad.
Made you mad?
But he put down the laughing emojis that Isaac uses all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, stuff changed. That just kind of changed the game for a lot of our characters, for sure. So,
I'm thinking
it's like the Smallville version.
One thing.
Every character on Smallville had a hoodie.
One thing that they could always do is, if they ever want to bring Cisco back, is they could always say something like, "Oh yeah, with how much that crisis maybe changed Earth." They could always say that somehow brought Cisco's powers back.
Did you read what Jeff said?
Yeah, I saw what Jeff said.
Since Cisco will no longer be the vibe, he will focus more on making better suits, including the chin strap.
That's funny.
Grant Gustin said The Flash season 6 is expected to start on either Tuesday, October 1st or October 8th in 2019, right?
Yeah, it usually starts late September or early October.
Oh.
Duke said, made me mad that Cisco left for her. Should have been Gypsy. Woo Boy said Sue Dearborn is Ralph Dibny's wife in the comics. And Caleb said, oh snap, Mr. Mxyzptlk is guest starring on Legends of Tomorrow next season. They just confirmed the actor is returning. Really? Nice. Me and Isaac have yesterday's, or I thought it was yesterday's episode.
Last night, same thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought you said last week. So we got that episode to catch up on, and then next week we have the season finale. So I'm very interested to see how they end this. But I do have to say, since we are meeting Brandon Routh this Saturday at our Comic-Con here in Michigan, we're going to be able to talk to him about the different roles that he's played. But I want to ask him, he's always been the good boy, and he's been Superman, and he's been all these, the Atom, the nerdy, the good guy. He's playing a bad guy right now because he's got, that neuron inside of him right now. So I think that he actually plays a bad guy very well. I really enjoy him that way, even more so than even the good guy. So I want to give him props for that on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get some spoilers from him.
For the season finale.
Exactly, just like John Wesley Shipp did.
What's up, Red 5? Standing by, I hope.
Oscar Burnfield said, is Caitlin and Ralph real? Bueller. Power Up Bowling says this episode was so crazy with, and then he said hi. Caleb says they also confirmed Music Meister is in talks to return, so we're getting a Fifth Dimensional Imps episode next season. Maybe Batmite could join in just in time for Batwoman. Jeff said Game of Thrones will be on Legends of Tomorrow. It's going to be hilarious. Can't wait to see the next episode.
That's funny.
Nice.
So this episode, though, tonight, guys, what an emotional episode. I tell you what, I didn't think that I would cry at losing Nora, but I did. I mean, I teared up pretty heavily.
Was it the dad part in you? Was it her sacrifice? Was it... I mean...
You don't like the mask? Take the
it's
mask
like
off,
when you're
please.
gone, it's like still Eobard
There you go.
technically killed her still.
Yeah,
It's
that's
making me
true.
cringe.
Did you hear that? Or did you
What's
hear
that?
that?
I totally
What's
noticed
that?
Oh, okay.
That Eobard still technically killed her.
Yeah,
Oscar said, I'm sad that they used Godspeed for only one episode.
I'm thinking they're gonna save him for a future.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll make a...
And maybe with this timeline change, maybe they can change who is
Oscar says
Godspeed.
cool math.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll see Godspeed next year.
Maybe they are supposed to become Godspeed. Maybe he takes that Cisco role next season.
Ah.
And that's when they start to build up
See,
Barry's and
yeah.
Barry's friendship.
Yeah, well, and does it change the guy who becomes Godspeed?
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd like to see Godspeed.
But I don't think Godspeed's
done
gonna be
well.
the villain next season. I don't think Thawne's gonna be the villain next season.
Craxy, so Craxy's asking,
How does Eobard still has Wells' face?
we've talked about that in the past, about how he still has Wells' face.
Flash said, dang it, Thanos, Nora too, stick to the MCU. It's like she de-rezzed from like...
It was like she de-res, yeah. Yeah.
Jeff said Godspeed will return, maybe with a different persona because of the timeline changes.
That's what I did.
Oscar said, what do you think about Batgirl? TJ Go Pro 1 says, every scene with Reverse Flash makes me so happy. Also the end scene where the timeline moves forward. And Anthony Mendez said, why did Nora have to die? Seriously.
Well, because Nora had to go. Because Nora is not really a part of the story.
Yeah.
Nora is a made-up part of the story for this.
Kind of like how Smallville had Chloe. That's kind of what she was here.
Yeah, except for everybody ended up loving Chloe, and they ended up keeping her and making her actually part of the comics. But the thing is because in reality, Iris and Barry have twins, who are called the Tornado Twins, and that's Dawn and Don, and that's why in the scene where Barry and Nora go back and they talk to Wells from before, which I thought that was cool. Which I thought was cool that they brought back that episode, that he figured it out from what she let go.
Just one thing
about Cicada. So he calls her Dawn in that. So my question is does she look like Dawn?
That's what I'm wondering.
And I think that will be like the healing for Barry and for Iris, is that even though she's she's not technically Nora, that she looks like Nora, and they feel they got her back.
It would be like you and I have joked about, if we ever had kids, they'd be versions of our kids.
Yeah, just different versions.
Grant Gustin says, the Flash Season 6 cast is expected to include Barry Allen, the Flash, played by Grant Gustin, Iris, Caitlin, and Cisco.
It'll be interesting to see if Cisco comes back. I know there's a lot of different rumors flying around.
He says, so I hope Cisco is not gone. And Caleb, I don't know if he was responding to someone else, but he said Thawne wears it just to mess with Barry.
The face of Wells,
Wells.
Yeah.
Well, because he even threw at him, he's like, you even trusted me.
Yeah. Because Wells was the first person he trusted when he came out of
That's
coma.
true.
That was the first person he trusted with his powers.
Oscar said she had 2 different haircuts when she talked to Barry before he knew who she was. Maybe one of them was Dawn and one of them was Nora. Caleb said, so did Dawn/Nora just absorb her brother Don in the womb? Is that why she's an only child in this timeline? And then Woo Boy said, the Flash mask you had on made me think of that guy wearing hockey pants in The Dark Knight, LOL. And then TJ GoPro says, my brother brought this up in the middle. Why didn't they just shoot Cicada? Wouldn't that have gotten rid of her then, or got rid of just her then and not the dagger?
With the mirror gun.
With the mirror gun thing?
I don't know how it would have affected Cicada. Because they really didn't know how it would have affected Dibney.
Yeah.
When they shot Dibney. So really, I think that they really had no way
He jumped in the way of it because he saw what was going to happen. He had to save the dagger so that it wouldn't do what it did. But because of what he's made of, that's why it kind of like reversed him inside out almost, his genes.
Yeah.
And Duke said she would have blocked it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she would have blocked it anyways for whatever.
Kurt Cobain says, Tony Stark and I am Iron Man. Snaps, Nora.
And she's gone.
She gone. Well,
she gone.
They both, she left the same way that Cicada did.
Yeah, yeah, because they were phased out of the timeline.
And Earbird in season 1. And
True.
Legends of season 2.
True.
Yep. Yep. So,
like they were remnants.
but I tell you, how good was it to see Reverse Flashback?
Mm-hmm. Especially the scene, like, right when they destroy the dagger and all of a sudden it disappears and all the lightning just stops. And then he starts vibrating and his eyes glow red.
Oh my goodness. And then it was so cool to see how after he killed all those guys,
Nora just turned it all back.
Nora turns it back, because I was like, wait, what? What's
Yeah,
going
I
on?
know.
And then
I
it was
was
like,
like,
oh, Nora's there.
Yeah.
They went back. They went to
Caleb
the
said,
future.
Nora, am I a joke to you? And Angel says, I was surprised when Captain Singh said Flash.
Yeah, I mean, that was something unexpected.
Yeah, that was kind of unexpected. So now the chief.
When he said, he goes, come on, I'm a detective too.
I know, that was cool. That was cool.
TJ GoPro says, I called the promotion scene too. Really glad to see that too. Probably made a lot of comic book fans geek out.
Yeah, no, it's cool because now the chief of police knows that he's the Flash. So he and
which is now going to be mayor.
They're handling it a lot better than they did in Star City.
Well, he's going to be chief of
Working.
police. He's going to be chief of police now. See, that was the
I
thing.
meant Singh. I thought he was going up to be mayor or work for the mayor. Or something.
No, he's going to become chief of police. See, that was kind of the weird thing, right? So Singh always acted as if he was chief of police, but he wasn't. He was the police captain.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he was the police captain. Because at first it took me a second there too, because Singh always has acted like chief of police. It always seemed like he was the top of the pecking order.
Well, it felt that way when the Metas were all in there, and Joe was like, I can't do this job like he can.
Somebody else likes the mask.
Exactly.
Nice.
TJ GoPro said, so Barry moved up too, right?
I'm thinking maybe he took Joe's spot.
No, because Joe's a detective. No,
he's
because
still
you have
staying
to.
his spot, but he knows he's the Flash, so he's still got backup without it being.
Well, that's
a
the thing.
position.
So now the chief of both the chief of police and his police captain
says,
now.
Or is he still CSI?
Yes, he's still CSI, but his captain and now the chief of police will both know that he's the Flash, so he'll have more leeway in being able to get away. He won't have to sneak away.
Which that's a lot easier.
Oh, look at this blood
I'll
splatter!
rest
I gotta
to
get
do.
out of here.
Exactly. So he'll have more leeway because that's always one of the loopholes, right? In the whole
Easier
thing.
that
like,
way than as a
like,
detective.
Like, how is he holding down a full-time job while doing all this Flash stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we never see him just doing his job.
Well,
and if we
Draco
do see,
Malfoy, when he was here in the show, he was like, "Why are you always disappearing at the wrong times?" Like, he even got it.
yeah. So I mean, because the only time we ever see Barry doing his job are these like little bits and pieces here and there, right? So
Caleb says Singh has known for a while, hasn't he? Or was
Yes.
that an alternate timeline? This feels very deja vu. And Eduardo says now we could get the Tornado Twins next season.
absolutely, we're gonna get the Tornado Twins now.
And now I actually kind of hope that Dawn is Nora.
Yeah.
Like the person who played her.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be because who else are you gonna get to be able to perfectly look like a mix between Barry and Iris?
Which she perfectly is.
She was. So now
She
you just
even
gotta.
looks. They've had pictures because I follow them on Twitter and Instagram, and there's been so many pictures following like it's called the Real Grant Gustin, and they had a picture of the woman who plays Iris, the woman who plays Nora, and the woman who plays Joe's wife, and the three of them together. They did such a great job making them look like, you know, how family kind of like looks similar, even though.
Just like the casting of
Yeah.
making them.
Yeah.
But the three of those women together, my gosh. I know that they're not together by, you know, it's just their
Yeah.
marriage, but
Yeah.
still, they made it look so good.
What's up, the only Flash?
And then.
The name on the file that Dibney had was Dearbon, which have you looked that up? Somebody said that the Dearbon is actually the name of the woman that he's married to in the comics. So I did not know that, but we also saw that if you Google DC Comics Dearbon,
and then go to images.
what's his name shows up?
Simon Baz.
Simon Baz. but I don't know why Simon Baz would show up if that's the last name.
Chaz Howden says, was it just me who was shocked when the newspaper changed from 2024 to 2019?
I wasn't really shocked,
Yeah,
actually.
either.
Yeah, I wasn't really shocked.
In the pre-shows, I think they could possibly like segue into the Crisis or like hint at it.
And the only Flash we don't watch Arrow, but Isaac does, and I'm thinking of binging it this summer.
Yeah. And I still have to catch up.
And then Grant Gustin said, how many times must Thawne come back? I mean, I love him, but if you die and come back so many times, it gets old.
I got to disagree.
Says,
Before you go on to the next one, hold on. We got to talk about that. So I disagree with that because Reverse Flash is always the constant.
Yeah.
He's Barry's constant. He's Reverse Flash.
He's died a ton of times in the comics and always comes back.
He's died a ton of times in the comics and always comes back.
Yeah. Not right away, but
yeah,
eventually.
but he finds a way somehow through time, through the negative speed force, through just whatever means necessary. That's the whole point, is that he is Barry's nemesis.
Yeah.
There is none like him.
Like in Legends, when he came back, it was because of the timeline, and then this season he came back.
And even then, the
Speed Force.
And even then, the Time Wraith was after him because of what he was doing.
I agree, Jeff. I was more surprised that it didn't say Green Arrow is missing, but I think that they're saving that, even though a lot of us figure that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I think that they're saving that as kind of a surprise that because they haven't actually officially, even though they said that the season's coming to an end, or the series is coming to an end of Arrow, they haven't officially said that he's going into Crisis. So.
And Caleb says, oh, now I remember. That was Quentin's reaction to Oliver. He said, I'm a detective. You think I didn't know?
Yeah.
And then Eliana says, nah, getting set up for Crisis on Infinite Earth. Daniel Martinez says, have you seen the end of The Flash that a Crisis set up? Jeff said, I was more shocked that the headline didn't change to the Green Arrow missing. TJ GoPro said, so is this next season the last season, or is there a way they will keep it going?
You know, he's not going to end up disappearing. What we're all saying right now is that in the Crisis, remember, Oliver, if you watch the last crossover, Oliver made a
Elseworlds.
If you watch the Elseworlds crossover, Oliver made a deal with the Monitor. We don't know what that deal was, but it was pretty much assumed that there was some kind of sacrifice that would be made, and we all kind of had a feeling back then that he would end up sacrificing himself somehow. Well, guess what? Now we have a feeling that he's probably going to sacrifice himself instead of the Flash. He's going to be the one to disappear in the
which would go with him leaving his show.
In the Crisis, yes, which would go along with him leaving the show and leave Barry alive. So Barry's legacy is not to disappear in the Crisis any longer.
Eliana said he's the yin to his yang, talking about Reverse Flash.
Yes.
Craxy said Reverse Flash is always one step ahead.
Yes.
Duke said, so why did Nora die again? And Eliana says, I'm pissed at Cisco.
Okay, so why did Nora die?
She got to go.
Well, it's because she kind of had to go because she is not part of. She's not part of anything. She was made for the show. She was made for the show, and that's what people need to understand: is that Nora was always a surprise. She was always somebody that I felt was just a placeholder, because in the comics they actually have kids, but they have twins. They have two. They got a boy and a girl who are twins, who are Dawn and Don. And they're called the Tornado Twins. That's why in the episode where Barry and Nora go back in time and they talk to the Reverse Flash as Wells in the time capsule room, or in the room, and they alluded to it tonight in tonight's episode about when they went back there and she let slip that they were trying to fight Cicada, and he figured it all out, that when they were there. Remember, Wells, Reverse Flash, refers to her. He says, oh, yes, and your name, you're Dawn, was it? And she says, no, my name's Nora. That's because the timeline had changed and had skewed off from what it was supposed to be with Dawn and Dawn.
But one thing Ebert said, he said, no, at least you got to keep one of them.
Yep, he says at least you got to keep one of them. That's why we really think that Dawn is going to look just like Nora.
The actress that plays Nora might play Dawn for the twins.
Yes.
Caleb said, Quentin was no idiot. He figured it out like 2 or 3 episodes into season 1. Oliver just skirted around him legally, but he knew. TJ GoPro said, just because Cisco doesn't have his powers doesn't mean he doesn't have his role in the Flash team. He will still be on the Flash, I'm sure, so there's not a whole lot to worry about there.
Well, let's talk about that. So normally I would say yes, you're right, and I don't think
He's the tech guy. He's the
tech
name
guy,
the suit guy,
and he doesn't have to have his powers to be that. But we all know from all the interviews that have been done and all the stories that have come out that the actor who plays Cisco, I can't think of his name right now.
His first name's Carlos. I know that.
Yeah, Carlos. Anyways.
Cisco Ramon.
Yes, so the guy who plays Cisco on the show has talked about the possibility of leaving the show.
But
and
they're not.
So,
Isaac said they also said they're not going to kill him off. They're going to make it to where he can come back as needed.
Yes,
we saw it in the finale.
So my thing is that I don't want him to go. I think the show's better with Cisco. I think we need Cisco on the show, whether or not he has his powers or not. I'm going to say that I don't think that it makes any sense that he would give up being Vibe. I don't like that take on it, and honestly I don't even understand why he's doing it, because honestly, when you think about even how they beat
your word is changing.
When they beat Reverse Flash tonight, they needed Cisco. They needed Vibe for that. They could not have done that.
They pull him through the
exactly.
The breaches.
They need that hero. So anytime I see something like that, a real hero's journey. This is one of the problems that I had with Captain America in Endgame, and I'm going to call a spade. I have a problem with this because it's very selfish for a character who makes a sacrifice, and usually that's like part of their burden to bear because they are a hero. The second that all of a sudden,
which is what Nora said, she goes,
yep.
I wanted to be a hero.
Yep, and Nora it especially flies in the face of Nora making the ultimate sacrifice and killing herself, allowing herself to die so that she does not become something else or whatever.
That goes into the next thing that someone brought up.
Yeah, so the fact that he did that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Look, if he doesn't want powers, I guess he doesn't want powers. But the reality is that the world needs Cisco. And the greater good needs Cisco. And if Cisco's a hero, Cisco makes that ultimate sacrifice because that's what heroes do.
That's why Jeff said Nora died because if she continued being alive, the negative speed force will be within her permanently. That's why she stopped running.
Yes.
TJ GoPro says, although there were rumors that he might be leaving the show, so that is still a gray area.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin said, something much bigger and more powerful than me is coming, said the Monitor. What did he mean by that?
Anti-Monitor.
Caleb said, I like Nora though, make them triplets or something, have it be the big reward for Crisis or something. I'm going to miss her so much.
Okay, so
that's all the same thing I was trying to
say. Okay, yeah, okay, but you guys got to remember, they do, even though they don't necessarily follow everything to the T, right, from the comics, they don't usually go off on their own tangents with permanent things. So the thing is one, the greater one that's coming is Anti-Monitor, because Anti-Monitor is a different character than the Monitor and is who actually sets off Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right, so that's who's coming is the Anti-Monitor, and actually the Anti-Monitor is hinted at in the Crisis crossover when they're talking.
Elseworld, you mean?
Yeah, I'm in the Elseworlds. I'm sorry, it was basically So in the Elseworlds. Crossover, the Anti-Monitor is alluded to through that. So that's who the other one is who's coming is the Anti-Monitor. Now, as far as the triplets thing, the best that we can hope for
is that Dawn is played by the
actress that Dawn from the Tornado Twins is played by.
When they bring her back to the episode, it could be like a wink and a nod to be like, "Hey, I feel like I've been here before."
Well, that's the thing is, and it would take them growing up for them to even
Iris to realize
for them to even realize that that's really her.
There's a lot more things that were said. Chaz Howden said, "Yes, Cisco is back. We all missed old Cisco." Craxy said, I'm going to miss Vibe. Farscape 1 said, couldn't Nora be sent to Earth 2 and not vanish?
No, because it'd still be part of the timeline. Yeah. That she would have had to go into the negative speed force because that's the only place that she could have been safe.
Caleb said also when Thawne said, at least you got to keep one, I think he was referring to being able to keep a Nora, not just his mom. The Flash 65. Everyone is saying the Tornado Twins are coming, but Barry and Iris still have to have them, and they have to grow up.
Yep.
Duke says, yeah, I hated the Cap did that also. Couldn't read. Going back to what you said. Miles.
Yeah, well, and so the thing is I have a feeling. Before we go on. So
there's just a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. So I have a feeling that what will happen is we'll get the twins. We'll get confirmation that she's pregnant, because the only thing that hasn't paid off yet since back when
beginning of season 4.
Beginning of season 4, when Barry had all the gibberish, is we're gonna need more diapers.
That's the only line.
Now some people have assumed
That's the only line that hasn't come to fruition.
Some people have assumed that was
Laura.
that was Cecile's baby, but they never said the line.
Yep.
In every other thing, they've said the
and
line.
If you have twins, you're gonna need more diapers.
Yep.
Like you always be better than me, Oliver. That was a callback to season 1.
Yep.
He said Nora's not supposed to be here. That was the line that was said earlier this season about Nora.
Yep.
And then.
Well, and so the thing is that we're gonna need more diapers because Cecile already has one baby.
Yep.
And so I can see next season starting off with Iris saying we're gonna need more diapers because guess what?
Barry has to say it.
Oh well, Barry can say it. Yeah, then Barry can say it.
Miles DeGoat says, "Hi, watching the finale was heartbreaking, but also what I needed as a fan for the wrap up of season 5 of The Flash." And then said, "What do you think of the effect Crisis will have on Arrowverse heroes?" We already talked about that. "I thought it was selfish of Cisco to leave," said TJ GoPro. Shadow Snipe Gaming said, "Did a trailer come on?"
No, there was no trailer.
That.
No, there was no trailer.
Eliana said, "The slow motion shot of Cisco walking out of the room plus the gift he gave leads me to think that might be his send off."
Yeah.
Wolfie Kitty Cake 8 says Barry is going missing in 2019 now. Sounds really bad, but I'm so excited. Caleb says it's human to be selfish. Sometimes they've earned it. I don't like the notion that heroes are obligated to dedicate their lives and sacrifice everything until they die. Sometimes they earn a rest. Shaz.
Hold on though, Caleb. You know I love you, bro, and as much as I respect your opinion about that, that's just not how heroes are written. That's just not how these characters are written. I mean, some of my favorite characters, that's part of their tragedy, is they have these great powers, but to borrow a Spider-Man reference, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's kind of the hero's code, is that the fact that they have these powers, they have these great abilities, and they've been blessed with these things that they can do that go beyond what any other human can do. But with that comes the responsibility of using those powers in an effective way, in a way that helps others, that protects others, and those who don't and who are selfish end up using those for their own gain, or finding some other way, and end up, it ends up hurting people. And so essentially, if you do something that affects your ability to be able to do stuff like what he's been a part of, and be a part of Team Flash and help and be a part of the solution, who's going to die because he's not Vibe, right? That's what you got to ask yourself. Like, what? Now, they may solve things on the show anyways without Vibe, because somebody's going to write it, but that's all I'm saying, is that that's just not the way heroes are written.
When Sherlock left, he was saying that, you've got a great detective now in Dibney, and kind of passed the torch along there.
Yeah.
Because Howden and Kitty Cake said, when is the new season coming? And it's going to be either October 1st or 8th, I'm not sure yet.
It's September, October.
September, October. I've heard September.
Lil Buzz says, "I was crying after what happened to Nora, Cisco, and Sherlock." Woo Boy says, "When you Google Dearborn, I think your device autocorrected to Dearborn, and that's why you see Green Lantern."
Okay.
Farscape 1 says, "No timeline, don't matter. Remember season 3, Earth 2 wells weren't affected by Flashpoint changes." Caleb said, "Steve's ending works because he's done. He's still a hero. That's like saying, not throwing you under the bus here. This is just my point of view. A soldier can't stop fighting because that's selfish." Grant.
I'm not making up those rules. That's just the hero's journey that we read time and time again. I'm not the one who makes up those rules. That's just what we see. And I don't take offense to anybody's opinion. Hey, every opinion is definitely...
Later, he also says sometimes war takes its toll.
Yeah, and look, everybody's opinion is welcome. The thing, like I said, though, is that we always seem to get these stories that point to the fact that with that great power comes that responsibility of using that power for good. I even think about if any of you watched the show Quantum Leap, part of that in the end, you know, Sam Beckett was leaping in time from lifetime to lifetime, putting right what once went wrong, and he talked about how he just wanted to go home. He just wanted to be able to have,
hoping that next leap was the leap home.
Yep. And so, but the thing is in the series finale, it's either God or time or whatever that's causing him to leap, tells him that he can take a sabbatical. He can take a break and go home and be with his family and be with the ones that he loves. But then it ends by saying Sam Beckett never returned home. Even though apparently he could and he had the power to do it, he knew that having that attachment to home would keep him from wanting to go back
and
again
help other people.
And I know that we look at ourselves and we say, you know, like, look, we all can find things in ourselves that that aren't heroic, right? And we all make mistakes. And I get it that that sometimes we want our heroes to kind of match that and see that, but that's, I think, what makes us look up to these characters as characters in mythology and in comic books, you know, and in movies, is the fact that they make those kinds of choices. It sets them apart.
Grant Gustin says this goes back all the way to season 1 or 2, but who wanted to see Barry and Caitlin get together? Craxy says, do you think Cisco might get his powers back in season 6?
It's always possible. But like somebody else said, whoever it was, talk about the slow motion thing of him walking away and giving Caitlin her new...
That was Eliana.
Eliana, yeah. I think that's a great observation that, you know, he's walking away in slow motion. He's got a smile on his face. It shows him happy with his girlfriend, and it shows that he made a new suit for Caitlin. If he was just coming back, there would be no point to say, hey, I gave you one last thing before I'm late, you know. So I personally feel like we may see Cisco again, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to be gone from the show come season 6.
GG Nighthawk says, I see Barry donning a new suit and Iris getting pregnant with the Tornado Twins because of Nora's death.
Yes.
The Flash 65 just said adult giraffe now because he takes over.
Yeah.
Cheryl Villa says, where did Reverse Flash go? Which also goes with Howden says, do you guys wonder where Thawne goes when he runs off?
That's a good question. Does he run into time?
Negative speed force.
Negative speed force.
Sloth Boy is hyped about the time in the paper change. Newspaper to 2019.
Yep. So that's a really good question right now. Is where, but we just know Thawne is out there somewhere and they can bring him back. And apparently, from what he said about the Crisis, he'll be back for Crisis. So,
Wolf Kitty Cake said, if Nora is still going to be born before Barry goes missing, does that mean Iris is pregnant now or going to be soon?
Well, Tiffany was mentioning during the whole thing that we had a feeling that she was going to announce.
No, that wasn't me. That was someone in the talk that said she might be pregnant now with the twins.
Yeah, because I had a feeling that they might announce that she might tell Barry that in the end, that even though they lost this daughter, that she was pregnant. So I think we may find out early on in season 6 that she is indeed pregnant.
Cats for Life says, even if...
Cats for Life!
It says, even if they do change Barry disappearing, do you think they'll still pay off him becoming the lightning bolt that strikes him whenever they do decide to end the show?
I don't know about that. What do you think about that, Isaac?
That's one thing that I've been saying since they brought up the idea of Crisis is I think they're going to end the series or maybe end like the Barry story of following that comic arc of he turns into a lightning bolt that strikes him. So I can see that being possible, but I don't think 6 seasons in, I don't think they're going to do that.
Duke thinks that Reverse Flash goes into the Speed Force and waits until the next event. Caleb had 2 different responses in 2 different areas because of how all this talking goes. He says, I personally grew up with ancient Greek Roman notion of a hero. Either the hero dies selfishly with a happy ending, or the hero doesn't get that happy ending and dies the villain. And then it also says, I didn't read comics as a kid. I read the Odyssey, King Arthur, etc. That has given me a different idea of what a hero's journey is.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I just it just for me it just kind of bugs me when I see one of those types of heroes make us a selfish.
For me, I kind of agree with what Caleb says. Is I kind of like those endings better because it seems more realistic.
Farscape 1 said all season 1 Reverse Flash just wanted to go home. Did he ever go home?
Nope.
Nope.
Because remember, Eddie shot himself and erased that Earbard from the timeline.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Flash 65 said Thawne ran into space on the Thanos ship. Nuke Jukes said, what time does the episode for West Coast?
It'll be 8 o'clock your time, so you got about another hour and 18 minutes.
Grant Gustin says, who do you think is the best speedster? Hunter Solomon, Thawne, or Savitar?
Thawne.
Hands down.
Hands down, Thawne.
Gigi Nighthawk said Thawne is going to join with Anti-Monitor against Barry and the rest, ending with a huge fight between both, killing Thawne for good.
I don't think they'll kill him.
That's what Nighthawk said.
I just don't think they'll kill him for good, man.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him teaming up with the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah.
I like that idea. But I don't think that they'll kill him off for good because I think that they'll always have the Reverse Flash in their back pocket.
GoPro, all of us in the family have one and we got it from Walmart. He said with the good he said all these questions are good and everything, but I think the most important one is where did you get the Flash sweatshirt?
Yep. Walmart last year. I bought 5 of them. We all that's what we should all wear to Comic-Con on Sunday or on Saturday. What's that?
I'm wearing my Superman shirt because we're meeting a Superman.
I know. We could all look really super cute all walking in our Flash hoodies.
Lil Buzz says, who do you think season 6 bad guy will be? I think
well, hold on a second. Before you get that, Isaac, what were you going to say about that last question? You were starting to say something about that last question about...
Oh, with the Earbard thing?
Yeah.
I think they're just going to leave the Anti-Monitor as like the only villain. I don't think they're going to pull any villains from any of the other shows to team up with them. I think it's just going to be just the Anti-Monitor. In Crisis.
Wolfie Kitty Cake says, with the goodbye video Barry made for Nora, do you think the present gang watches that video and figures out how to change the future? Probably a long shot, but could it happen?
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible, but I have a feeling they're going to keep that one to themselves because it's so private. I think it's interesting that they all remember her.
No, she didn't get erased, like, from the past eras more. She got erased from the future. So anything from the future her got erased, not her.
Yeah, but in the future she comes back in time. So if she was never there to begin with... Well, no, wait, yeah.
Because this is the timeline going forward. When they destroyed the dagger, it went off like this, which means... this was her back here.
All right, don't start with your Marvel timeline stuff. You know I don't believe in that pseudo-science
Buzz
crap.
said, who else cried? Gigi
I get what
Nighthawk
you're saying. I get what
said-
you're saying, Isaac.
Yeah, because Earbard said destroying the dagger created an alternate timeline, which is why Nora started.
Nighthawk said, would like to see Bart Allen, a.k.a. Impulse, and his enemy Inertia on the show.
That's what I was thinking. It was like at the beginning of the thing, I was like, kind of like my hopes for the future of the series. And that was one of them, was seeing Impulse and Inertia.
Yeah.
Duke said, where did you get the mask from?
So I got the mask. We have a toy guy.
Cheryl said, imagine Iris and Barry taking care of 2 speedster babies.
Oh, man.
And Farscape said yes as a time remnant.
I got the mask from my local toy guy, There and Back Again Toys. And you can find them
We
on...
call him Toy Man.
You can call him, find him online and everything. He's really great if you collect toys, like you guys know that I do. He's had this thing in his shop
for a while.
For quite a while. I got a Batman mask too.
Yeah.
So you didn't grab the Catwoman? Okay.
Somebody bought it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get it for you, babe. I was actually gonna get it for you.
It was the original Catwoman with the sewed-in stitches and
Yep,
everything.
and when I went back, because at first all I was going to get was this, and then I decided to go back and get the Batman one, and when I went back to get the Batman one, they had just sold the Catwoman one. So, so this had been there forever. Well, he was not selling this one. He was selling the Batman one, but this one wasn't his, it was his buddy Dwayne's, and Dwayne didn't want to sell it. Well, now they're not going out of business, but they're moving, and so they got to like liquidate like everything because they don't want to have to move stuff to the new building. And so because of that, got a deal on this, bought it,
Farscape.
and it was perfect timing. And sorry to whoever it was who didn't like it, but check it out. I love it. It was perfect timing for this whole thing because now I can wear it for the season.
Farscape 1 said, will Wally ever come back?
Yes. Wally will come back at some point.
Not anytime soon, though.
Not anytime soon.
All the other stuff he's doing outside of it.
Yeah, he's busy. Dennis...
Just ran in from the future to answer all your questions about me.
Dennis Man 11 says, Arrow and tonight's Flash ended their season finale setting up the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover for next year's shows. Jeff said, by the way, where is Kid Flash? I thought he'd make a 2-episode cameo this season. I miss Wally. Well, he was on Legends, and then he also left Legends as well because he needed to find himself and find out who he was and blah, blah, blah. Even though I like him as... Howden said, why does every time Caitlin finds a man, he dies, come back, or die again? How can she ever be happy? Nighthawk says...
Is anyone ever truly happy?
Nighthawk says Wally will never come back, but maybe a ginger Wally may come into play.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Nicholas Prelo said, do you remember that Crisis on Earth X video where they get a video from the Flash as a 60-year-old man that means Flash survives when he's gone?
Yep.
Yeah, because that was the message that Rip got in season 2, was it? I think it was season 1 or 2 that Rip got. No, it was season 1.
Knock, Cod, and More says, was Thawne in the final fight a time remnant or speed mirage? Because that must have been fast for a speed mirage.
No, if he was a remnant, he would have had to go back in time. And we saw it just split off from him, so it had to have been a mirage.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin said, have you guys watched the Green Lantern animated series? It shows the Anti-Monitor versus Green Lantern, so do you think it's possible for some Green Lantern to help join the fight against the Anti-Monitor?
So...
They've hinted Green Lantern a ton of times on the Arrowverse.
They have, because even in the first season.
Yep.
Because they talk about Ferris Airfield.
Yep.
So
and then,
Green Lantern's always a possibility, for sure.
Elseworlds, when, what's his name, John Mussey ships Flash, he's talking to John Diggle, and he says, oh yeah, you don't have your ring.
Yeah. So they've continued to make Green Lantern references, but...
Yeah.
Justice says, let's be honest, everybody on the show is depressed.
Pretty much.
Nighthawk says Red Death is still a theory for next season, question mark?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier, but I forgot.
Captain Zuzu said he made a temporal duplicate.
Yeah. I'm thinking that we're going to get Red Death next season, and he's going to be like the main villain, but we don't get him until after Crisis.
Ah.
Is I think the first half's going to be setting up for Crisis,
yeah.
And the second half's going to be the main villain.
Captain Zuzu was saying he made a temporal time duplicate when they split off.
Yeah. Because if they follow the comics for Red Death is from Earth 52. And it's Bruce Wayne from Earth 52.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that if they follow like the Crisis like from the comics, how like all the Earths come together, I'm thinking that they could possibly do that and explain how Red Death gets to Earth 1.
Red Death is Bruce Wayne from an alternate timeline.
Oh.
Howden says, what would Team Flash do if Star Labs was
he's a speedster.
blown up by a Thawne?
But he's a speedster. Red Death is a speedster.
Yep.
Who is actually Bruce Wayne from a different world, a different Earth.
TJ GoPro says, is he like Death but different?
He's red.
Where is it?
Flash 65 said, isn't Red Death like a Batman villain?
The Batman of Earth 52 once fought crime with the help of his sidekick Robin. Unfortunately, as time went on, many different Robins lost their lives during various missions with the Caped Crusader, which drove him to adopt more extreme methods towards crime fighting. When Earth 52 was on the verge of destruction, Batman used his weapons he obtained from the Rogues to fight the Flash, who had refused to give him Speed Force powers. After knocking Flash out, Batman chains him to the hood of the Batmobile, which he had modified using the designs of the Cosmic Treadmill, and drives him and Flash into the Speed Force. Yeah. It says, as a result, Batman and Flash are forcibly fused together into one being, with Bruce gaining Flash's powers and the corrupt connection to the Speed Force, while Barry's consciousness became trapped inside Bruce's body.
Nighthawk.
So that's who Red Death is.
Yep.
So Nighthawk said maybe Oliver will become Red Death because Bruce Wayne is not in the show. Justice says, so is Cisco gone or something? All I saw was him smiling in the hall.
Well, we're all thinking that Cisco is gone because there's been talk that
Carlos Valdez, or...
Yeah, Carlos Valdez was going to leave the show, and it looked like a pretty convincing send-off to me.
Knock, Cod, and Moore says, when do you think the next season will start? Right after the season or in the near future?
In the fall. That's when...
No, meaning their season. Will it start right where they picked off, or will it be in the future?
Well, sometimes we get questions like that, so that's why... Sorry about that.
For next season, is it gonna pick up right where this left off? Because they normally do time jumps.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of time jump because usually that is, because they usually account for the summer. Yeah. Because usually it kind of goes in succession with, and so I think when you pick up,
episode is present day.
I think when you pick up, you'll see Joe fully in his position as captain. You'll see how the new things are working out and panning out for everyone, and yeah.
Yes, it's Drake said Red Death is Bruce Wayne, merged with Barry Allen, I think.
Yep.
Grant Gustin says, who is faster, Zoom, Savitar, Red Death, or Godspeed?
Godspeed.
I already knew, so I wasn't going to answer.
Yeah, Godspeed. That's why they call him Godspeed, because he goes so fast. He doesn't create time remnants. He doesn't create a mirage. He is actually in two different places. Just like we saw tonight, Thawne go and run, and we were just talking about that it's actually a mirage.
Yeah, it's a mirage, but for Godspeed, that would actually be him and both of them.
Yes, he goes so fast that he would be both of those characters at the same time.
Flash 65 says they are bringing in Batwoman for Crisis.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be part of the Crisis in some.
And then Cheryl says, will Crisis episode be the first episode of season 6?
No.
Normally
they'll be set up because there's 10 episodes of Arrow, and so they're.
Plus, it's got to cross over 4 shows.
Yeah, my guess.
Or 3 at least. 5. Yeah, now.
Well, wait, we get Flash, Arrow, Supergirl,
Legends if it's still around.
Batwoman, and then possibly Legends. So that'd be 5. That'd be almost a full week of.
Justice thinks Red Death is a terrible name.
My question is will the last episode of Arrow be the last episode of Crisis?
I'm hoping
on Infinite Earths. I hope not.
Because they need their own send off.
But I have a feeling that if Oliver's going to sacrifice himself in Crisis, that it would almost have to. At least be the episode before the last episode, where we get the last episode, which is the send off episode. Yeah, the aftermath, and then it ends.
Because obviously they're gonna pull a BVS type thing, like how the whole city is grieving the loss.
Wolf Kitty Cake said, "Do you think Titans will cross?"
What?
Wolfie Kitty Cake 8.
Kitty Cake 8.
Do you think
that's a mouthful?
Do you think Titans would cross over into Infinite Crisis?
The show, no. They're going to leave that alone because you have to have the streaming service. If you don't have the streaming service, get the streaming service because I tell you what, Titans is worth it, and there's a lot of great new content that's coming out. So
Dennis Man 11 says, "I wonder if the new CW show Batgirl will be in the crossover next year?" ?
Yeah, I'm sure that because it's Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I'm sure that every character in every show will play some kind of role. My guess is it's going to be a 5-night thing, not just a 3-night thing. My guess is that they do something to cause a full on, even that maybe it doesn't even include just the shows themselves. I could even see them doing this as just the Crisis on Infinite Earths miniseries, where it's it's not even this show, that show, this show, that show, but it's just it's all just Crisis on Infinite Earths because Crisis on Infinite Earths, if they do it any justice at all, no pun intended, it's gonna have to be huge. So I didn't want to skip over that last comment though that we were talking about when we all just said no. What was the last comment?
There's a lot coming.
I know. What was the last comment though? It asked a question about somebody, and I can't remember. We just said no, we didn't see that.
Titans crossing over?
Yeah, the Titans. So Titans is its own thing all to itself. That show has nothing to do with this and the storyline or any of that stuff. So I don't see that crossing over. It'd be cool if all the universes were connected. But you know what? Depending upon how they go with Crisis on Infinite Earths, here's the fanboy in me. The fanboy in me would love to see, if you guys ever saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, Turtles in Time, what they did in that cartoon is what I would love to see in a DC Universe real Crisis on Infinite Earths, either in a TV movie, in a movie in the theater, whatever. And that is the ability to show each and every iteration of DC everything, right? Because in that Turtles in Time thing, if you've never seen that, find it, rent it, buy it, do something. Because if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at all, you'll like it. Because in that, the original black and white Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet the 80s cartoon Turtles, meet I believe it's the 90s or early 2000 cartoon version of them. And in that, at one point, they show the multiverse. And when they show the multiverse, it's all moving and everything. And so they show like the 89 live action Turtles. And they show this and that. And so the whole point is they know that they're in a comic. And they know that, and Shredder's whole thing is he wants to bring their existence to nothing. And so he's even willing to sacrifice himself to just even bring the comic book, because he knows that if he destroys the original comic book that they were made in, that it will destroy all of the Turtles and all the iterations of the Turtles. That's what I would love to see for a DC Universe thing. A movie where you see just glimpses of the multiverse, where you see Christopher Reeve Superman, you see Michael Keaton Batman, but you could also see Val Kilmer Batman and George Clooney Batman. Yes, I know, even George Clooney Batman. But you could see Adam West Batman.
Fat Kilmer.
Right? Yeah, you could see Adam West Batman. You could see John Wesley Shipp Flash. You could see Justice League cartoon, all this stuff. You could see Kevin Conroy's Batman from Batman the Animated Series. All those things, which would be awesome. Dean Cain's Superman, all that stuff. And so in a world where that happens, Titans could be part of that crossover. All right.
I guess it's Drake said Barry Allen will be chief of the CSI division, LOL. Grant Gustin says you guys are awesome. Thanks for answering all our questions.
That's what we're here for. That's what we love. We love people on our channel, and we love to talk DC for sure.
Jay Bowick said, so this show obviously isn't going to 2024.
Well, no, the show, we don't know how long the show is, but the show will not end at season 6.
No.
It's highly unlikely.
the only one that's getting that season.
Howden also says, sorry to go off topic, will Barry turn into Savitar anytime in the future?
No, someone answered that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Guess it's Drake answered his question.
Mr. Stranger
No,
Things.
that was because Iris died because of Savitar.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes, they fixed that.
Mr. Stranger Things fan, Tipper Wiper Woo 2.0, like your shirt. Wolfie Kitty Cake says, I don't even know if Titans ended or not.
No.
No, it's renewed.
No.
Season 2.
It had the best ending to
ever.
season 1 ever. It has already been renewed for season 2. Titans, if you are any kind of Titans fan, any kind of DC fan, the end of Titans season 1, literally, we were watching it on the DC streaming service, and when I saw it, I immediately stopped everything that I did because I sat here and I ran from one room to the other screaming like a little girl
Waking up the
because
kids.
I was so excited about how they ended it, and I had to run back in here, and we did a live stream right then and there. Even though y'all didn't watch it with us, we did a live stream for those who did, and
I watched it later, like after.
Oh, so cool. So cool. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yes.
Farscape said, shouldn't someone be in the Speed Force prison like Barry and Wally were?
Drake also answered that. As he said, no, that was created because of Savitar.
Because of Iris' dad said no. Trying to... Do you think it's easier to make a Time Remnant or a Speed Mirage, Grant Gustin?
Probably a Speed Mirage, wouldn't you think?
I would think that.
Because to create a Time Remnant, you have to branch off into time.
Yeah.
Where a Speed Mirage...
What they said is the Time Remnant is they had to go to get that person from alternate timelines willing to help out.
Yeah.
Farscape said Doom Patrol and Crisis would be funny and weird. Wolfie Kitty Cake says, fun chatting, bye, I subbed.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much.
Flash65 said, it said Batwoman would be in it in Iris's article. BSL Gaming says, is season 6 for The Flash going to be its last season?
No. It's just it looks that way right now because they did that, but obviously that will get resolved, and we feel that it'll be Barry solving it.
Knock, Cod, and Moore.
Or not Barry. I'm sorry, Oliver.
Knock, Cod, and Moore says, I know that Black Lightning isn't in the Arrowverse, but it's made reference to it before. Do you think there is any chance he could be in the Crisis?
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I highly doubt it, just because there's no connection now.
And plus, at last Motor City Comic Con, when Logan and I went to the Black Lightning panel, a few people asked them that, and they said no, they kind of want to make it its own thing right now and build that up and build a fan base there.
Yeah, and it's always open. They can always bring it in if they want to.
He says it's always open to the possibility, but right now they just want to build up their fan base there.
Yeah.
I like what Jeff said.
What'd Jeff
The
say?
nerd in me.
Okay. What'd Jeff say?
Well, nothing that you're going to care about, but it's something that me and Isaac do.
Oh, okay.
He says the fanboy in me would love to see Riverdale cast in Crisis 2 with a laughing emoji. Heck yeah, we need Jughead. We need the Southside Serpents to help out.
That's hilarious. It's like the sorry, Endgame spoilers. This is only going to take 5 seconds. So if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, just close your ears. La 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 la. In 5, 4.
I'll cover my ears until it's.
Yeah, he's going to cover his ears. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've had your warning. So it could be like the end of Endgame, where like just everybody shows up at the end of this thing. No explanation, no nothing. Just whoever wants to come. You got the Supernatural guys.
Hood.
You got Supernatural guys.
Smallville.
Smallville. You got all the CW characters ever. Jane the Virgin's there. You got iZombie shows up. Everybody.
Eating everyone's brains.
Everybody's eating brains. Everybody's having a good time. Thanos shows up and they still beat him, but it still doesn't matter that they brought it from the past.
Jeff.
All right.
And
we're done. There you go.
You're done, Isaac.
All right.
Yeah, no.
So,
I wasn't actually covering my ears. I was just like.
Howden says, is Ralph going to get his actual superhero name, or is he forever the Elongated Man?
That is his superhero name.
TJ GoPro says, what is his real name? And he said superhero. Howden says the Elongated Man.
Yeah, the elongated man that's his.
Yeah.
That's always been his superhero name.
Russ.
You may be thinking of
Mark
Plastic
Hamill
Man.
Joker.
Plastic Man is a different character, same kind of power subset, but completely different character. Which I would love to see Plastic Man and Elongated Man in an episode together, because Plastic Man would fit the show.
Yeah.
Russ just said Mark Hamill Joker. That's all he said, so I don't know what he was referring to.
I think
about the multiverse.
when we're talking about the multiverse thing, yes, Mark Hamill Joker. Ooh, would be
Captain
awesome.
Zuzu said, "Do you guys like Thawne? I love him." We answered that numerous times.
Love Thawne.
We got the sweetest comment or compliment, and Captain. Wait, no. And Russ said he agreed. Farscape said, "Wish I knew about you guys since season 1."
Aw. Well, I you know what? I'll let you off the hook because we've only been live streaming this season.
Yeah.
We only started live streaming because we did reviews and stuff after the fact, and I used to just record reviews, and then we started doing a couple of live reviews, and then as we started doing, because we never really done live streams before, and then when we started doing live streams, people started saying, you know what, we dig this is really cool, can we just watch it with you? And we're like, yeah, let's do that. So that's what we started doing, and that's just made it so much more fun, and has made every Tuesday night just that much more enjoyable. And we also live stream the Orville. And also, hey, look, we're looking for ideas of shows to watch during the summer, because we don't want to just let everybody go for the whole entire summer. Yeah. We want to still be able to hang out.
We can always do Talk Nerdy to Me, but there's no. We're gonna try and do shows like maybe Krypton, stuff like that.
Yep. But we do a talkback thing like this where we call Talk Nerdy to Me, and it's just we talk about all things nerd, everything that's going on. You know, so I mean, when San Diego Comic-Con comes up, there'll be a Talk Nerdy to Me, probably a couple of them, where we just talk about stuff that's going on. So there will be those kind of live streams. But if you guys want to watch TV shows, we're also going to do like a Star Wars day where we watch Star Wars movies, one at a time or whatever. And if you have them at home, you can sync them up with us and we can watch them together. of cool, fun stuff. So.
Yes, it's Drake says, how does Nora's notebook still exist if she was erased from the timeline? Speaking of that, I believe Nora still is born, but since Cicada was defeated in the past, she never goes back. Just my theory.
Yeah.
She's probably born as Dawn.
Yeah.
One of the Tornado Twins.
But what I said towards the end of the episode with how her journal is still there is because one thing that Sherlock said is that there's 2 handwritings in the journal. So he was thinking that the other handwriting is Thawne. So I'm thinking that maybe since Thawne still exists in the timeline, that since he still exists in the timeline, that still keeps that notebook there. Is what I'm thinking.
But it was also, maybe it was the writing, and like you said, yeah. Gary in the Frozen says, how did Reverse Flash get a hold of Gideon? Thought Barry created her.
How did...
Barry created her in the future, Gideon. And since Thawne's in the future,
yep,
he came back with Gideon.
Yeah, I thought that was explained in season 1, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, he brought Gideon back to the past because she's actually in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, they said Barry created her in the future.
Yep. So that we get that to look forward to at some point. Where Gideon will become a regular member of Team Flash.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Kind of like how they, what's it called on Legends?
On Legends, they made the same kind of concept as... I thought it was Gideon in Legends, too.
Maybe.
It might be Gideon.
Yeah.
But they made her a real person. The person who does the voice of Gideon came on the show as a real Gideon for an episode or 2.
Gotcha.
That Rip Hunter had to deal with. Farscape says, what changes to all the shows will Crisis cause?
That's kind of, man, it's impossible to know at this point.
There's tons of different things they can
do. Literally, it's infinite. So I couldn't tell you right now. There's just so much.
There's so many comic book routes they could go.
I know, just so many comic book ways that they could go.
Yes, it's Drake says, I wonder what Caitlin's
One thing that I do think that will happen is I believe that all the shows will be in the same Earth.
Yeah.
I believe Supergirl will be on the same Earth instead of being on Earth. What is it, 38 or 23?
Isn't that rumored though that her Earth is supposed to like merge with this Earth after the crossover?
What's that?
I thought it was rumored like after they announced in Crisis that after Crisis her Earth is gonna be merged with Earth 1.
I don't think they've announced that.
Yeah, they've announced it, but I thought that was rumored.
That's kind of the idea that because that's what Crisis on Infinite Earths did.
Yeah.
Was it created one prime Earth. It got rid of all these other timelines and all these other things. So like Superman, you know how Superman doesn't exist in the Flash Arrowverse?
Yeah.
But he's on his own planet where Supergirl is. Yeah. He will exist.
Wish they could put him on the Flash when he's not on Supergirl.
I know. So
they write him better on write him better on Flash.
Guess it's Drake said, wonder what Caitlin's new suit's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Jay Bowick said, great live chat. I have subscribed. And Grant Gustin says, love you guys. Just subscribed. Can't wait to see what happens in the near future.
Thanks, guys.
Skyfrost
so glad to have you here.
Says, I don't like this episode. Really disappointing and wish they gave Thawne a bigger role.
I felt like it was right for like the right amount that we got.
Yeah, I thought that it really showed his whole deal.
Yeah, in his end goal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Odin says, you think Barry would be sad or upset that Cisco took the cure before telling him?
I saw that question come across, and that is a great question. That is an awesome question right there. How is Barry going to deal with that? He just lost his daughter. Now he's kind of losing Cisco now, too, his friend. That's an awesome question. Because I would be livid. Like, because they need them. That's what I keep going back to, is like they need Cisco on the team. And they've relied on Cisco for so much. I mean, Cisco comes up with so much tech and has come up with the Flash suit and the names of the characters and all these things. And they even allude to that. Anytime Cisco's not around and
they even nodded to it on other shows, like how Cisco's so good at naming these people.
I know, that's what I'm saying, right?
They said that on Arrow before.
So it's going to be a shame. It's going to be interesting.
Random Man says, do you think Crisis on Infinite Earth will be when Barry disappears?
No, I don't think he'll end up disappearing. I think they'll end up solving it, and as we've said, Wookie.
Yes, it's Drake said, since Joe is police chief, I think Barry will definitely become chief of the CSI division, like Gideon said in the season 1 episode.
No.
And Caleb said, hey, sorry, I had to refill my data. Skyfrost says, that's why Cisco was leaving Flash. Miles DeGoat says, are you guys going to talk about the MCU as much as you talk about the Arrowverse?
So we talk about MCU now. So I'm going to be honest with you and upfront with you. I'm a huge DC guy. We're a huge DC family.
I'm in the middle, but
And
but
Duke has
if I had to prefer one, I prefer DC.
Duke
Yeah,
has
but
an-
we love the MCU too. We're not one of these people who are like, we hate the MCU, whatever. I had my own problems with Endgame, but but if you're around the
I'll
channel,
just say there's a whole video for that.
yeah,
We're
if
gonna
you're
lose
around
more
the
time.
channel,
Yeah,
if you're around the
it's
channel
already
at any time, you'll see that we do stuff for both. So like last week, we finally did our spoiler filled Endgame discussion. So we did a live stream on that. We talked all about about Endgame and stuff like that. As far as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we stopped watching it, to be honest with you.
A couple seasons ago.
A couple seasons ago. We just dropped off.
Duke had an answer for what he thinks the Flash is going to respond to Cisco. He says he's going to be happy for Cisco. Watch, just watch.
Okay.
Knock, Cod, and Moore says if Barry doesn't disappear, did Nora complete her mission of keeping her father from vanishing?
I don't know that's going to be her that plays a role in that. They could say somehow that her doing what she did, but I don't see a direct connection right now.
Random Man said, I just subscribed to your channel and your channel, Grant.
Cool, see? That's awesome. Helping others out even.
Jeff said, Cisco didn't say he will leave Star Labs. He just wants to get rid of his power. Just because he is no longer Vibe doesn't mean they are no longer friends. So I didn't think having powers, yet he is helpful.
I think I understand. So
Yeah,
we're not saying that just because he doesn't have powers that he can't be on the show.
He just may not be on as much because
we're putting basically 2 and 2 together of what the actor has said and has alluded to the fact that he has thought about leaving and actually thought very hard about leaving, mixed with the fact that his exit from this episode was very suspect in that way. Because if he was coming back, it doesn't really make much sense that he would have the exit that he had to basically give Caitlin a goodbye gift. Or whatever it was.
Oh, he said S1 was season 1. He didn't have powers, yet he was helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So he doesn't need powers to be that. And I agree with that. But for him to walk away completely, that's where I would have a problem with it if he walks away completely from.
Duke says, but now
team.
Cisco will be forever boring.
He doesn't have to be boring. He was actually quite interesting before he had powers because we were all in we all had this anticipation of him getting his powers.
Because we knew he turned into Vibe.
Eventually. But he can still because I think with Cisco, it's not even about his power.
No.
I agree with the episode tonight that it's not Cisco's powers that makes him interesting. That it's his personality.
Jay Bowick says the actor said he wants to do Broadway more, at least what he has read online. Sky Frost says, I like Cisco, and I agree.
Yep.
And Caleb just says, night, y'all gotta go to bed. See y'all in the comments and whenever you guys stream again.
All right. Well, guys.
Sky Frost says, because Cisco actually cares about his life.
I don't know if we'll see Sherlock back, just for the fact that we see some of these wells coming out. Yes.
Is when he went to his Earth, he was in the coffee shop with a bowler hat on, and he turns around and the door swings open and we don't see anything. If it was his woman,
we just assume it's his woman.
We assume it's his woman.
Because she could move.
The door to Jitters opened and you don't see her walk through as that, like, you needed that to kind of close out that, that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, she does move things with her mind.
I know, but why wouldn't she walk through the door as like a...
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Back. And that's what me and Isaac were thinking. He turns and the door opens and
maybe there's
that's
more story
it.
there.
We don't see that. Maybe he has to come back with her to that Earth now that Zoom is gone or whoever the baddie's going to be. Or
maybe they did something and went to that Earth and somebody went to that Earth.
By going to that Earth, it changed something in the timeline. Who knows?
For sure. All right, guys. Well, hey, it is... we've already gone over a little bit more than I wanted to tonight, but that's all right because
we
this
never
is special.
even said what our time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we're gonna break it down as we always do at the end of the night.
We pretty much broke it down already. We just need to give it a number.
Hey, look for all of you who still have questions or whatever. Feel free to send us messages here. Also, don't forget we are on social media, so you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube, obviously. But if you're on any of those social medias, you can send us messages at any time.
Give us ideas on what you would like to see this summer, so we can have more time to spend with you guys.
Absolutely. And yeah, any questions that you have, like address them there, and we may even do them in videos or whatever, because we do videos all throughout the week as well. So so break it down. Season finale. Season 5, Tiffany, 1 through 10, what do you give this episode?
I'm going to quote Spinal Tap and give it 11. Because stupid show made me cry over Honora. But I just think it had everything in a show. It gave us a cliffhanger, knowing that the time has changed to 2019 now, not 2024. But it's also one of those things that it's like, you saw the emotional, goodbye from Iris and Barry. You saw, you had Sherlock going his happy ending back to his Earth. You got, Joe becoming this, Singh figured out he's going. Everyone had their own, thing, but there's still stuff hanging out there, which leaves it open, makes us question. We got all summer to think about. Wait a minute, this is how I think, the next season's going to start. So I think that with everything going on, with the way, it just tugged at your emotions, it brought the way that it kicked butt with, Thawne, the parts that he played, and just the things that he did. They closed it out with, Cicada. I give it a 10 out of 10. So, that's me.
All right, Isaac. What do you give it?
As the episode, season finale, I'd say a 10 out of 10. And then as, a season, I'd say an 8 out of 10.
What would you give the season, Tiff?
8 out of 10. Because of some of the episodes.
Yeah, it is slower.
There was really only 2 or 3 episodes though all season though that were just kind of, and unfortunately the King Shark Grodd one was one of those blah episodes. And then last week I shocked everybody by giving it a 5.5. Brought down my average score, didn't it?
One thing is it's a little off topic, but one thing I'd like to see in the future of the series is that storyline with Grodd getting the Speed Force. I think that would be a cool season.
That would be a cool...
And Farscape says, I think Thawne was Nora's daddy. LOL. Which was interesting because he's like, I've grown fond of her too. I've grown accustomed to her face.
Next season is them just reminiscing in the green room at the Maury show, wondering what's going to happen, and then just to find out.
Jay says better than last year.
So all right. So I give this one definitely a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Great episode. Great progression of the story. Great reveals. With reverse flash, I mean, we get reverse flashback, and of course it's the Wells version of Thawne, and that's my favorite. Like I said, the other guy does a fine job, and I know that he was on Legend of Tomorrow, and I get all that, but the thing is nobody holds a candle to Kavanaugh, and I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it because Kavanaugh.
Episodes, he's played multiple characters.
Kavanaugh has a personality about him when he plays Thawne.
He's gonna get better once they're through this honeymoon phase.
They're just having their honeymoon here. That's what they're doing.
All right, I don't know what that was. All right, so
Wookiee
sat on the remote. Okay, so. What I'm saying is Kavanaugh has a way about him that, when he just twisted the knife to Barry over and over again in the episode, and that daughter reference, that's now I know what it's like to have a daughter. Oh my gosh, talk about just trying to stick it to Barry, man, just hitting all of those nerve endings, and you could feel it. You could just see it and feel it all through Barry. Man.
Drake said something that was interesting as maybe a last thought.
Me too.
He says, wait, Caitlin said that there was no going back to Cisco, but King Shark turned back during that episode.
Wasn't that before they perfected it?
Yeah. It was before they perfected the cure.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? There's always a way.
Yeah.
Look, if the guy who plays Cisco wants to come back, if he's not leaving and he doesn't want to come back or whatever they want to do, or if they need to write it that he decides to stay to be Vibe, they can always change it. It's comic books, right? It's
Grant
comic
Austin
books.
says, do you think it's possible for a secret speedster to be in the Speed Force waiting to be released?
Possibly.
Sure. We may talk about some comics in the summer That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to talk about some different comic arcs and stuff. So I give the episode tonight a 10 out of 10. I give the season overall. I'm gonna go a little higher than you guys. I'm gonna say this season was a 9 because this season was so much better than last season.
It was the tastiest of all the seasons.
This season was so good. This season, I don't know if it was the best season, but this season harkened back to the kind of storytelling of like the first 2 seasons, which the first season we were warming up to it and stuff, and it ended with a really cool cliffhanger and everything. The second season was great to see with all the character development and everything, and this season was the same way. Season 4 was just really kind of there, you know, and so it was really good to see that they came out with a strong season. Every time I'm online and I see some chat room or somebody talking negatively about The Flash and they're like, oh, that show's still on, I haven't watched it in forever, you're missing something, because this season of The Flash was amazing.
One thing I'm hoping for next season is a speedster villain.
You want a speedster villain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we went 2 in a row without a speedster villain.
Yep. And so that's why I hope Godspeed plays a part. I hope that we see more of Thawne and even Red Death. That's what I'd love to see. So, yeah. So, yep. So that's it for season 5 of The Flash.
The cliffhanger in season 1 was there's that giant portal opened above, what is it, Central City. I was trying to remember all the different cities from the different shows. Is that portal opened? It was basically like a giant breach, and it was starting to suck everything out from Earth 1 and spitting it out into Earth 2.
Yeah.
So Barry went up into it to try and counteract it.
Yes.
And that was how season 1 ended.
Yeah.
Someone asked how season 1 ended.
Oh, okay. And then season 2 ended with the helmet coming back through the was it season 2 that
No, season 1 that Jay Garrick's helmet came through the portal.
Okay. Yeah.
Season 2's cliffhanger.
What was season 2's?
Oh. That died. And then he fought Zoom. Zoom witness before it became Black Flash.
When the lightning rained down on Earth and he had to go in the Speed Force?
No, that was season 3.
Oh.
Zoom was season 2, right?
Yeah. Season 3 was Savitar, because after he defeated Savitar, that's when he went to the Speed Force.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Season 2. Oh, let me look real quick.
Well, season 2 was with Black Flash. That's how the season ended, where he made the Time Remnant Barry, and figured out how to do that finally, and then
season 2 ended with him creating Flashpoint.
That's right. That's right. No, you're right.
Farscape said it at the same time.
Yeah. All right. Nope, you're right. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's getting late, but thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, we're not done. We'll have other times to get together and to have these conversations. But like I said, follow us on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, we're just at Poindexter Lounge. If you're on Twitter, my handle is Enosh Fett.
Oh, on Twitter, I'm at Grand Tiff Tarkin.
What are you?
Isaac R6292.
And then also the channel itself has a Twitter, which is Poindexter Lounge, but without the E. So it's just Poindex, an X, because they didn't give us that extra letter. They don't give us enough letters to say Poindexter Lounge. And then also on Instagram, we're just Poindexter Lounge. I'm Enosh Fett1, and she's Grand Tiff Tarkin.
Yeah. And my Instagram and my Twitter are the same.
So there you go. All right. Or on Facebook, like I said, we're at Poindexter Lounge. So do that. Send us all your questions. Send us all your fun stuff. And don't forget, Isaac, can you grab the we got one last thing, and then we're gonna go for the night. We do a giveaway.
If not, I'm gonna step out because I'm hungry.
We do a giveaway every month. Right now, we're ending this giveaway this month. So this right here.
Said, will we ever see a proper Flash timeline with both parents alive?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. So we're giving away this Orm action figure this week, with Hydrotech. This can be yours from the Poindexter Lounge.
And changes
That's right. This can be yours from the Poindexter Lounge. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, hit notifications, and leave a comment in one of our videos saying that you would like this figure. Don't leave it here in the live stream because it won't record it and I may not see it. So go to one of our actual videos.
They could after this.
Yes,
posted,
yeah.
Though.
After this is posted, you can leave it on here, but
just not in the live
not in the live chat. Okay, so that I know and I can see that you're interested in the figure. I'm going to give it away at the end of this week probably. So do that. This can be yours. And then I already got the next giveaway. Next giveaway.
Toy giveaway.
Set for our next toy. All right, our next giveaway here on the Point Extra Lounge. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Look for more videos. And hey, keep running. All summer long, baby. All right, until next time.